create a song, make it known for the note that sits inside your throat. Change the locks, change the scene, change it all, but can't change what we've been.
And hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Real Talk, Friday, January 3rd, 2025 on 92.5 WLSD The Vault. And I'm joined tonight with my co-host. One co-host is not with us tonight. He's stuck on a mountain. In my mind, Jeremiah is stuck on, like, have you ever seen Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
And they look out that window and they see Edward's house in the hill. That's where
yeah.
Jeremiah's stuck right now.
Yeah.
On Edward Scissorhands' house. So we're going to dive into a fun movie. I'd never seen this movie before.
Another great found film.
Yeah, it really was. We're going to dive into the movie Project Almanac. But before we get into the show, please go to all the social media pages. That's the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, the Other People's Show. So how are you doing tonight, David?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Not bad. Now, did you watch... You'd seen the movie before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch it again right before the show?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I did too,
I
actually.
watched it a few days ago also.
Okay. I watched about half of it last night, and then I watched the other, watched about 40 minutes this morning, and then I rewatched the same 40 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
And
I watched it quite a few times.
yeah. Now, how many times had you seen this before this time?
I'd say if I had a good count, probably around 40 or 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of your favorite movies?
Yeah, well, whenever it first came out, yeah, it was really good. I liked the story a lot and the plot. And, I guess whenever I'd seen it, I guess I was around the same age as the characters.
Right.
Because
they're like, what, seniors in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
I was around like 19 at the time, so.
Okay, so you were right around that age. I was. This was on. I think I watched it on Pluto. I think it was on Pluto's where I watched it at.
Whenever I went to go watch it the other day, it said it was on Pluto, and then it wasn't on Pluto, and so I had to go and watch it on Amazon.
Okay.
And then I go to watch it today, and it's not on Amazon anymore, and miraculously on Pluto.
You think it was where it was like the beginning of like last month?
It was
wasn't.
probably transitioning.
Yeah.
Being about guess.
Now, hey Ray. Ray is a long time watcher and listener, so thank you for still tuning in after all these couple years.
Hello.
Now, I was also checking out where Tubi has a lot of good movies on there, and Pluto has a lot of good movies too.
Oh yeah.
My only gripe with any of the streaming services, I don't mind if there's commercials, but they need to put the commercials at the beginning or the end, because movies are meant to be watched all at one time.
Yeah.
I think. And I think it disrupts a lot of the times because it could be something exciting going on, something dramatic,
Yeah.
and then it's like, the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they should have it at the beginning or the end. So this movie is Project Almanac. If you haven't heard, it is about a group of teens that discover a secret plans for a time machine, and they use those plans to construct one. However, once they go back, things start to get a little bit out of control. And I would say that pretty much sums up the movie pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And this is a good premise. We talked about time travel a little bit last week. Mm-hmm. Is that what kind of made you think of this movie? So we were talking about that a little.
Well, that and it's also it found film, just like
Chronicle.
Yeah, Chronicle. Yeah.
And this is a movie also just like Chronicle that there could very easily be a sequel to this movie. And they set it up where you think there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
But also, like with Chronicle, a sequel is still possible. Because I think the actors and actresses in both movies are still young enough.
Yeah.
To, because they're probably, in their late 20s now, maybe early 30s, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
So, now, I had not heard of this director, Dean Israelite. His first movie was Project Almanac. He directed the 2017 movie Power Rangers. Did you watch that one?
No.
I didn't either.
I'm not a fan of Power Rangers.
So you've not watched any of the Power Rangers? Now, I took my little sister to see what was it called? Power Rangers. It was the first movie that came out in the 90s. I took her. She was a little kid. We were both. I was a teenager. She was a little kid. It
one of
has
those
Ivan
movies.
Ooze in it as the bad guy. But that's the only time I've ever seen it, and I don't know if I've ever really watched a full episode of the Power Rangers. But I do know, as you do, that when we watched Jingle All the Way, they spoofed the Power Rangers
Yeah,
in
with
the beginning of the show.
Yeah, the Demon Team.
So yeah, this was directed by Dean Israelite, Project Almanac, Power Rangers, and Little Wing, which I've never heard of. Little Wing that came out this year, or I mean last year, I guess, 2024.
Yeah.
But I'd never heard of it. And most of the cast, I don't know if I had seen this cast in any other movie.
Some of them are, they're definitely a little obscure, but Sam Lerner, he's actually in the. It's funny that he plays Queen Goldberg because he actually plays in the show The Goldbergs.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've heard of it. So that's kind of a foreshadowing that he's going to play. Is he part of the family of the Goldbergs in the show?
No, he's family friend.
Okay, so he doesn't have the last name Goldberg in the show.
No.
That'd be funny if he did, though.
No, he's a family. What it is one of the family. He's the son of family friends to the Goldbergs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Johnny Weston as David. He is Christina's brother and best friend Adam and Quinn. Sophie Black Diella as Jessie Pierce. She's David's longtime crush. We have Sam Lerner as Quinn Goldberg, best friend of Adam and David. Alan Evangelista as Adam Lee, best friend of Quinn and David. And Virginia Gardner as Christina, David's little sister. So you pretty much have an ensemble cast. And I think you've got kind of a main character, but all the side characters have pretty much equal amount as well. Some facts of the movie. The movie took only 9 months to write, film, and edit, but the researching on time travel took approximately 3 months. So they wrote the movie, filmed the movie, edited the movie in just 9 months, which is pretty quickly for all that to happen. But doing the research on time travel, it did take much, much longer, and it does make sense, because time travel, can you ever do too much research on time travel? Because there's always new stuff being learned.
It's like
you would pretty much have to go back in time to continue to learn time travel and give yourself more time.
There's a matter of what is that? Because I think dark matter plays a lot into it, and there's the Higgs boson.
Right. Okay.
The Higgs boson, and that's a theory that they still have not
disproven, right?
They've not proved it or disproven it.
Okay, so it's still kind of open-ended at this point.
Yeah, it's still open-ended theory, and it plays into a big part into physics, especially time travel.
Okay. Now this was pretty interesting. Each cast member learned their lines in 5 days, and I thought when I was watching and listening to the dialogue that would be difficult especially for David, because he has a lot of scientific jargon that he has to learn, a lot of things that you have to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and I think he did a great job, as I believe that he was pretty much a genius, because he plays a genius, and I believed it. Didn't you? I thought he did a good job as that.
Definitely did a good job playing a genius. Whenever I first seen the movie, and it starts out, with them messing with the drone, I guess learning to control it.
Oh, yeah, at the very beginning when he has it, yeah.
And I was like, that's actually pretty impressive.
That is it, because that's pretty much what got him into MIT.
Yeah.
The video of that.
Yeah, that's what got him his acceptance, yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is it's just like, you don't think it's going to take the turn that they're going to be like, it's going to be like time travel.
Right.
Especially with the name Project Almanac.
Yeah, I was unsure, because I
thought it might have been something like a teleporter.
So that's what I was kind of thinking as well. Now, I didn't go and watch the movie trailer before the movie, just so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't, other than typing out the sheet, I didn't do any other research before I watched the movie. There have been 3 different titles for this movie: Almanac, Project Almanac, and Welcome to Yesterday.
Yesterday. I'm glad it wasn't that one. Project Almanac is definitely
the best one of the 3. Yeah. I think so too. And the plane crash video that they watch on the laptop is the same footage used in the movie Flight, which is a 2012 Denzel Washington movie, but with further video editing. Now, there was a little bit of controversy I read where they another bit of video that they used, and some people complained because it was an actual plane crash, and then like the I guess the survivors' families had some kind of a problem with it.
Yeah. So
they further edited that video. The budget for this movie was $12 million. It made $22.3 in America, and worldwide $33.2. So it was a financial success. You know, a small success, but still a financial success. The Rotten Tomatoes 38% positive, audience score 45, and IMDb 6.4.
And I can go ahead and break that down for you. And it's my essential thing that is because like it's a found film movie where essentially teenagers discover time travel. You know, don't discover, but you know they figure out the schematics to build the machine. And get it working. And some of the very first things they do is go back and pass some tests at school and win the lottery.
Yes.
Which they do a horrible job at. Keep you in mind, you know, they have to keep Quinn has to keep going back and
to that at least several times when he's given the talking to the teacher.
Yeah. And then they didn't completely win the lottery.
They botched
were off
it
by one number because apparently they couldn't
decipher one of their handwriting.
Yeah, Adam couldn't discern, couldn't tell a 4 from a 9.
Right.
And put 44 instead of 49. So,
now, wouldn't that be a bummer, though? Like, you do all this, all right, we got it. You go back, and you just get 4 out of 5 numbers, and you won, $1.8 million? Which would be good. You know, you'd get, about $1 million after that, and you'd have to divide it by, how many were there, 4?
5.
Okay, 5 of them?
Because his sister, see here, the 3 boys, Jesse, and then Chris.
So 5 of them divided by like $1 million. So
1.8 million. I see here that was. See here, I figured it out earlier. It was 360,000 each.
Is that what taxes taken?
See here. Right?
I'd say you're about right.
Yeah,
I'd say you're about right.
Each, yeah.
So, but
I don't know after taxes though now.
But still, they did botch it, and they had to do it multiple times to do it. So the basic plot of the story. You want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, just basically, they, the boys, he's like, David is trying to get his way into MIT, and he's basically engineering genius because it shows the part where his car breaks down and he actually fixes it himself.
Yeah, with no problems at all.
Yeah, and
you get the sense right away before that he's
he's great with hardware.
Yeah, like he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
he's obviously when he's trying to get into MIT, you're like, this guy's really smart, and then they have the drone. So there's a lot of things at point, and his their dad's passed away about 10 years before? Was that how long it was?
Yeah, it's somewhere around 10 years. Yeah, and it never really breaks down into like how he passes away or like what happens to him. It's
just kind of happened.
And I don't even think it breaks down that he even passed away that day.
No, it doesn't. But you get the sense that their family is a little bit hard up for money.
Yeah,
because his mom is like, we want you to go to MIT because he only got like a $5,000 scholarship.
Yeah.
So his mom decides, let's put the house up for sale. Me and your sister can go live with some relatives. We want you to go.
I believe his mom, if I'm not mistaken, was his mom in between jobs also?
Yeah, because she was going to job interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it.
And I believe that's why they were hard up for money.
Yeah. And so, it also sets up the fact that David is a caring person because he feels bad for his mother. But you also get the fact that him and these friends, who comes in a little bit later? Jessie is is his crush. So originally
Put
she's
together
not really a
that.
part of the group originally, but you get the sense that it's a tight knit group, him and his friends.
Yeah.
And considering that they filmed this so quickly, they did a wonderful job at that as well. So they're doing so David's up in the attic looking for maybe some things to. What's he up there doing?
I guess he's just looking through the memories of his father.
Because he's a little bit kind of thinking about it with the
he's-
MIT stuff.
Yeah, because where he got accepted but only got the $5,000 scholarship
And he's thinking that, unless
Yeah.
he does something, he might not be able
to go.
to go.
Yeah.
So they're up in the attic, they're looking through things, and they stumble across a
Video camera.
And on the video camera, it is his, 7th birthday party?
Yeah, 7th birthday party, and he's looking through it, and he just so happens to catch a glimpse of himself.
Of his reflection in the mirror.
In the mirror of, like, his grown self.
Yes. Pretty much exactly what he looks like, even down to almost the outfit, just about.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's when he starts to,
Correlate, like, what's going on here? This is kind of weird.
yeah.
And so they start, doing a little investigating themselves.
And then they end up getting led to kind of like his dad's workshop
No, yeah, down in the basement.
down in the basement. Did they
in the
not
video-
know about that at all?
I
mean, they knew
because
about it, but had they never been down there?
Uh,
I didn't get the feeling that they had.
They had been down there, but because you see the part where like once they're like breaking down the video, like what's going on, and they sort of like he's reaching for something, and they
Right.
break down what's the light switch.
Oh yeah, the light
And,
switch.
Like where does that lead to? The basement. So they go down there, and if you look, it's got all those boxes still
Yeah.
there, like it's still used kind of like a storage space for regular household stuff.
Right.
And his sister's like, we were never allowed to go in there. So, like, it sounds like they were allowed down there, but weren't
Allowed back in
past-
his work
yeah,
area.
back
Because
in
there's
that
like a big
workshop.
fence, kind of gate
Yeah.
fence kind of thing. So they kind of discover that his dad has been working on a device for time travel.
Mhm.
And it kind of leads into the story. Because that's probably all within, the first 10 minutes of the movie? 10, 15 minutes of the movie?
Yeah.
And then so that's pretty much the first act of the movie. And once they do a few tests, they decide, test 3? Is that when they decide to go? Or is it test 2?
Oh, essentially, the first test was just to see if
It was the car, wasn't it? The Barbie car?
No. They just to see if they could even get the device to even power on.
Okay.
And then that's whenever they started getting all the computers and everything together and
the different power
processors
sources and all that stuff.
Different power sources, yeah.
And I thought
And
that
it
was pretty clever. I like the build up to it.
It was test 1. I see. Test 1, trial 2, that they hooked up Jesse's car battery
Okay.
to the device.
And pretty much after that, they themselves incorporate themselves as a test.
Yep.
And, they do a lot of the things that
And
David
they travel
said.
back 24 hours later.
Yes, because they don't go back. What's the furthest they go back? 10 years?
Yeah, David goes back 10 years.
By himself.
Yeah. Back to his birthday, birthday party, which is,
And I love the way that tied around because,
Yeah.
it's mentioned at the beginning, he's, seen in his mirror. He sees his reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
we get to see why
Yes.
he's there. And
almost at the very end, at the very end of the movie, and it all wraps up and makes good sense. Now, within that time period, they're doing a lot of fun things, just like you said. They're trying to win the lottery, make their grades better. They go to what
Lollapalooza.
festival? Is that what it is? Lollapalooza? Okay.
Yeah, that was. I thought that. I always thought that was pretty cool in that scene. Whenever I was younger, it made me jealous.
Yeah.
Whenever I first seen it, I was like, what?
Because David's girl that he likes, she wants to visit
Jessie, yeah.
Woodstock or something, doesn't she? Is that what she wants to do? But they can't go back that far? Is that what it was?
Oh,
What festival does she want to visit? She mentions it. I can't remember.
yeah, it may have been Woodstock, but it was something about they couldn't just start
Go back
traveling
that far.
Yeah, and something about the device had to.
Because they said
They-
something about they would be stuck there.
Yeah,
Didn't they?
Yeah, because it could ultimately overpower the device and
Yeah.
it could shut down. And they
Since
need
it's so
to-
many years back.
Yeah, they said that it's basically like a muscle, and they need to like
Gotta work it out.
Yeah.
So, what kind of leads to what turns the plot really after they do this? They go back, everything's going well for them.
Well,
David's able to give his mom money for the house.
Yeah, well, whenever they come back from Lollapalooza, though, that's when things actually start to take turns. That's whenever that plane crash apparently had happened.
What really makes it happen is David's rewatching some of the footage,
Yeah.
and he sees the video of him missing an opportunity to kiss Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes him go, because they've made a pact that they will only go back together. But David goes back by himself and changes that whole scene, and he kisses the girl.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what, puts everything
yeah.
else into effect. Because then he goes back, then a lot of bad things have happened, right? The plane crash.
Yeah.
Didn't someone break their leg on the basketball team, and the basketball team lost? Was that then?
Yeah, he broke his leg and they lost the game, and because they lost the game, I guess their father ended up having to fly a plane or something and ended up killing him or something. Like, just so a
This
bunch of
big
stuff
chain of
happening to like
events.
people that they knew at the school. Yeah.
Kind of like in the, have you watched the movie The Butterfly Effect?
I think I might have seen that like once whenever I was younger.
That might be one you need to revisit. It's a good one. And
Yeah,
it's a
'cause my
dark
mom
one
liked
too.
it.
It's a dark movie. But it also deals with that ripple butterfly effect as well. So we won't give every single thing away, because this does have some twists and turns and some events and some things that take place that I thought was pretty cool the way they did it.
Oh yeah.
I really did. And I wasn't sure how they were going to wrap it up. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen near the end, and I thought they left it very open. So what about the characters? Did you have any character that you liked or related to more than the others?
Honestly, probably David, to
Yeah.
be quite honest with you. Except I probably wouldn't went, so much as to like go back.
Would you
to
have went
fix
back
an
by
opportunity.
yourself?
No, I wouldn't even try to went back to fix something like that.
I wouldn't have either.
No,
Because when they went back before, it seems like they didn't do anything that changed anything other than for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, because whenever they had been there, they said for 9 hours, but whenever they got back,
41 seconds or something had
Yeah.
went by, wasn't it?
yeah,
And it seemed like when they went back before, they went back, got some lottery numbers, then came back and used the lottery numbers, right? Was that how it went? Something like that?
the lottery happened before like the Lollapalooza stuff and whatnot. That's they
So-
only did it that one time.
So when they were doing that, because it seems like it seems also like, when you went back, he went back and he kissed Jesse. When he came back to the present, there was a lot of memories that things had been going on that he didn't know that
Yeah.
had went on. Because didn't him, like, I remember Jesse's walking, she's got a towel on or something. And he's like, oh, I've seen you naked before.
Yeah.
Oh, we've made love before. So he didn't have the memory of things happening, because I don't know if I would ever want to go back knowing that would be, like, you'd be with the person, but you would have no memories of that relationship, really, because he seemed kind of lost
Yeah,
when he came
'cause
back by himself.
He would have, because it wasn't just he stuck right there at that moment. He had to return back from
The past.
from whenever he originally traveled.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's really like kind of like I said, like Back to the Future. It has like it's skews from the timelines.
yeah. This has several different timelines in
Yeah.
it, multiple timelines, which makes it very interesting. But I would say, yeah, I would relate to David as well, because I understand why the character did what he did. I wouldn't have done it either. I wouldn't have I can't say that I wouldn't have done it because I'm not in the situation. I don't think that I would have done it. But apparently he liked that girl so much, even loved her so much, that he wanted to go back and make sure But here's my thought: if he knew that she felt that way, it's on video. That means she still feels that way now.
Yeah.
So just make up for the fact that
upset.
yeah, she was just upset a little, and she wasn't even that mean toward him. Not really.
He could have done some sort of grand gesture that ultimately wouldn't have
Turned the world
messed-
upside
yeah.
down, basically.
messed with the timeline. So
Yeah.
like, and, instead of going back and fix that one opportunity, he could have thought back to like some of the stuff that she originally wanted to do and did something like that with her.
Yeah, yeah. But instead, when she's because they're walking when they're at the Lollapalooza, they're looking at like a wall with things written on it.
Yeah. When the world ends,
What they wish they would have done or something.
Sort of like a bucket list wall.
A bucket list. And she says something like, I want to fall in love, and then he hesitates for a moment, and then he says something about, I want to skydive.
I want to go skydiving, yeah.
And that kind of ruined the moment.
Yeah, because he was just so oblivious.
He was
to,
pretty
like,
oblivious.
Yeah, to the hint that she was laying
Yeah.
down. Either that or he just got like really nervous and just fumbled.
Because he did earlier whenever he takes her book bag back. He kind of nervous, fumbles a little bit with his words then. What about a favorite scene or least favorite scene? Did you have a favorite scene?
Honestly, probably least favorite is just whenever like they get the lottery money and they're all just like sitting there like, nah. Like, Jesus, come on, just like Chris was saying behind the camera, like, come on, guys, it's over $1 million. You could be happy about it.
Right. Because they do act like they're real bummed out about it.
Yeah.
And also, and I know this wasn't a big part, but no one seems to question, like when they're driving around the car and, the food trucks and all that stuff. Does anybody ever question where they get money from?
No.
Like, I mean, I know they won the $1.8 million, but I mean, he pays off his mom's house. They spend a lot more than $1.8 million, it looks like.
Yeah, real honestly, that's what I was thinking too, and it makes me think that they may have, because like they were saying, I'm not going to go back a second time.
Right.
Maybe they actually did go back that second.
That's what I was thinking because
like they're also doing like a bunch of playing like these little games with each other where they're like betting hundreds of dollars with each other.
And who is it? Is it Quinn? That goes into the car place and pours all that money on the car? Is that Quinn?
Yeah, definitely more than $360,000.
Yeah, because he's like, I could buy this, or I could buy a 17
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah,
and even at $20,000, that's that'd be $340,000. That'd leave him only $20,000.
Yeah.
How's he gonna buy all those food trucks?
Yeah. So it seems to me, but I did, it's not even a big part of the movie, but that no one mentioned it. But they do get a lot of money. What about a favorite scene? Did you have a scene that jumped out? See, this was a fast-paced movie too, like a good pace, and I think these found footage films, especially last week and today, really prove how to do them correctly.
I really don't. I can't say that I have like a favorite scene.
I don't think I do either. Not a favorite one.
Yeah, because it's one of those movies that you really have to pay attention to the detail anyway.
Yeah, I didn't have a favorite. And this was another movie other than Lollapalooza. Is there any other real music or score in the film? Because it is a found footage movie, so there's not going to be a lot of background music unless it happens to be where they are.
I don't think there was.
I don't think so either. And I knew the band. One of the songs, Atlas. Let's see, it was called. Their name. What is their name?
Oh, Atlas Genius.
Yeah, Atlas Genius with the Trojans, and I always liked that song, so I thought that was cool that they were actually in the movie performing. Originality. What would you think about originality?
Like I said, it's got its essence. It's like Back to the Future, because like where it creates a bunch of different timelines,
right?
And trying to make everything back to normal. Originality isn't totally there, but then again, it's not something you see in found footage.
Yeah, I think that's the original part, that it's movies. In a found.
Yeah,
because I don't know of another time traveling found footage movie. Can you think of another? No,
not with time travel.
No, I can't either. So in that aspect, it's original. but not the time travel aspect. Just the
Yeah.
way with the found footage. I agree with you there. What about the poster? Let me take a gander at the poster again. There's a couple different ones, but I tend to use one of the main original posters.
Okay, so you remember how I mentioned that it the movie, you didn't really think that he was going to like create time travel. It was going to be like like teleportation or something.
Yeah.
Because like he's messing with the
Kinda
phone
like
at the
Jumper.
beginning. Yeah, like and if you actually look at Project Almanac and then go look at the Jumper posters, they look kind of similar.
I noticed that. I noticed that too.
They got that sort of similar vibe about them.
Yeah, I kind of thought that on one of the different posters that I saw, but
This one right here, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Even the way that they shoot that guy, even the angle at him is it's kind of
It's definitely giving off some sort of like he's gained some sort of ability.
yeah. I don't know if I would have guessed time travel from this poster though.
No.
Because he has, like, it looks like, I mean, we know what he has on his back,
Yeah.
but if you don't know, it just looks like he has some kind of,
Yeah, like literally it looks like maybe he might have just discovered teleportation. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just showing, a bunch of different pictures of them, like through the,
yeah, like the
Through the
places that
pictures,
they
yeah.
went.
and then just them all been together and
yeah.
stuff too. So it's
Because it looks like until he goes back and changes that kiss, they had a good time.
yeah,
They were loving life.
exactly.
Would you or would you not recommend this movie to the public?
I would.
I think I would recommend it too. I think it's fast paced. I think the characters are strong. Each one of the characters kind of has their own different personalities.
Yeah.
I think the story is pretty interesting, and I even like the scene. It's not my favorite scene, but when David tells, who's he tell, Quinn, that he went back. Is that who he?
No, that was Adam.
Okay, so he tells Adam,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like, Adam's kind of like, you've got to come clean to the rest of the group.
Yeah, and that's actually them that pulled up whenever David travels back again.
Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't want to tell because Jesse will hate me, which she
Yeah.
ends up not liking him at that moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think that hate would have lasted.
And at that moment, that's when she also ended up, I guess, seeing herself.
Yes.
Like her past self or something. Her
Yep.
past self ended up seeing her, so
Yep.
ended up creating that loop.
Now, what, there was a movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it, but it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Time Cop.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
Have
it.
you watched it before?
Not watched it.
So I won't give it away. It's a pretty decent sci-fi time traveling movie. But in that movie, two people can, if I go back in time, I can't occupy the same space as myself.
Yeah.
So if I'm pushed into myself,
Time paradox.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of talked about in Time Cop as well. And I think this is the movie it's on, especially if you can get it watching it for free.
So here's another poster I was looking at. Kind of does not look like time travel. Looks like teleportation.
Yeah, that's a cool poster too.
But see, now they've got this one right here. That definitely, teleportation.
Yeah.
Does not seem like time travel.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. But yeah, I would definitely give Project Almanac a chance. Go watch it. It's about an hour and 46 minutes. It goes by pretty quickly. The performances are good. The special effects are pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Special
effects are really good.
Yeah, and I think that's where most of the $12 million went.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
because I'm sure all the actors and actresses got paid similarly.
Yeah.
Because there's not like one more famous than the other. Well, maybe the Goldberg kid you were telling me.
Yeah.
But they all seem to be about.
Well, Sophia Black Dahlia, she played in Your Honor, which was a pretty popular little series. Ran for I think 3 or 4 seasons.
Your Honor. Let's see. I think I've heard of that. I've never
Got
watched
the
it.
dude from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, Bryan
Father.
Cranston.
Yeah.
The thriller. Okay. Okay.
It's not. I've watched it. It's not so much a thriller.
Is it not?
It's more suspense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have a big beard in the show, or just a mustache?
At one point, he does have a big beard. Yeah. It'll send you through a bunch of emotions.
Okay, because the picture it was showing is like his eyes are closed and he has like a
Yeah.
big beard. So, but just ran, what, 2 seasons?
I think
3?
I think
Okay.
3.
2020 to 2023. Interesting. Well, I think it's a movie that people should check out, and please do that and let us know what you think.
Yeah, Project On It, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
Yes, it was. I'm not sure. There's been a couple suggestions come in for next week and the week after. So Aaron Lee's going to come on the show sometime.
Nice.
We're going to do... I might have him on during a Valentine's Day show because we're going to talk about...
Watch Valentine's Day for that?
The Notebook.
Oh, we're going to watch The Notebook.
The Notebook. Yeah.
See, I thought we was going to go a little less cliche and do something like Valentine's Day, the movie. It's got really stacked cast.
Which one is it?
Valentine's Day. It's got,
Oh, yeah. The... I know what you're talking about. It's got like 15 different...
yeah, it's got it's kind of like the end type deal.
Yeah. Yeah, this has like Anne Hathaway, Jennifer Garner, Jamie Foxx, Bradley Cooper, Julia Roberts, Queen Latifah, Ashton Kutcher, Jessica Alba, Taylor Lautner, Emma Roberts, Topher Grace, Taylor Swift's in that?
Yep.
Jessica Biel,
Topher
George
Grace.
Lopez, Shirley MacLaine, Kathy Bates.
Topher Grace is in it too.
Topher Grace shows up in some odd movies. You know, not that Valentine's Day is odd, but like
Spider-Man 3.
yeah, Predators.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's the villain in both of those.
Yeah.
That is
oddly enough.
yes.
But
I mean, I never would have thought Topher Grace would be playing some of the roles that he plays.
you know, it was because like outside of that '70s show, the very first thing I seen him in was Spider-Man 3.
I'm
And it
trying
was
to
wild.
see.
It was wild seeing him in that.
Well, see, I
playing that
never.
character like that.
I knew that he was in that '70s show. I never had watched it at the time, but I had seen him first in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, and then I'd seen him in a movie called In Good Company, Spider-Man 3, Predators. Let's see. He's in Interstellar?
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
not
he
watched
is.
Interstellar.
He is in Interstellar. That is right.
Wow.
You've not watched Interstellar?
No, I thought about
Oh my Jesus.
It's showing again at Flashback Cinema at the Pinnacle. Every Wednesday they show like older movies.
Yeah.
And that's one that's going to be playing in the next 2
Good,
weeks. And I
good.
thought on the screen is where I should see it.
Absolutely, please,
Okay.
for your sake, go to the Pinnacle and watch it.
I will.
If they did.
Because it's kind of a time
Please.
travel movie, isn't it?
No.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
not time travel. More like wormhole. It's more fourth dimensional.
Okay.
Like diving into black holes and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Topher Grace was also... Have you
Exploring
ever seen a
different
movie
planets.
called American Ultra? It's got
I
Kristen
haven't-
Stewart and
I've
Jesse
heard of it, but I've not
Eisenberg.
watched it.
I would recommend it. It's an underrated action movie, and Topher Grace is the bad guy in that too. I'm looking at Topher Grace is... Oh yeah, the recent movie Heretic. He's in that briefly,
Okay.
but he's kind of unrecognizable in that one. So wow, Topher Grace. Well, I would have never thought. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of good movies. Hopefully Jeremiah will be back with us next week. He won't be stuck in Edward Scissorhands' castle anymore, up on the hill. And maybe Amber could come back. She's not been on in a while, too.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned that another friend wanted to join.
Yeah, mine and Lexi's friend Jared, he's he's mentioned a few times he wanted to come on tonight, but I know you said with the stuff, the computer and the board, we weren't able to tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to
But
do that.
we'll
We got a local rapper that wants to come on too.
okay.
So there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And when Jeremiah is back, there is
we can do that scene.
a scene, and I'm not going to give it to you tonight, but but as you can see, there's one of them, and it's marked with purple, and then there's another one marked with kind of a neon.
Chartreuse.
Yeah. So it is a 6-page scene.
Okay.
From a movie that you all don't know. And now I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I would know the scene just by here. I don't know, since I know what it is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll leave that there. We'll do that. And then we also have a couple more of these Bean Boozled for Jeremiah to eat.
Poor brother.
God, those are horrible. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to go to all the social media. That is the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, The Other People's Show. And we will be back in just a moment.